All right, you guys, we are back. It's your boy Q, and up next we have Joe Budden reacts to Charlamagne and Elliott Wilson beefing over complex media list. Again, shout out to Chick Smooth for the video. If you guys haven't seen the podcast, basically Charlamagne was ranting about the complex list. Primarily, it started because he didn't see Nyla on there, which is somebody who he's been co-signing for a while. She didn't make the list. And honestly, I don't think she really deserved to be on the list, especially with some of the people that were already omitted. I feel like they would have a case before her. But yeah, as soon as he got to number 5, I believe, which is Elliott Wilson's place on the list, he basically dismissed Elliott even being in there, basically saying that Elliott really hasn't done much this past year, other than an interview here and there. Elliott Wilson is definitely like an iconic figure in like the hip-hop media game. He was the editor of XXL, which for a very long time, and I know it's kind of lost its luster like over the last few years, actually probably longer than that. It hasn't been what it used to be, you know? It used to be one of the most like revered, prestigious hip-hop publications. You get a XXL cover or even like a Source cover. XXL definitely rocked for a lot longer. But yeah, obviously Elliott Wilson didn't take too kindly to that and he snapped back. But enough dilly-dallying, we're going to jump right into the video and see Joe Budden's reaction to it. Again, the video is entitled Joe Budden Reacts to Charlamagne and Elliott Wilson Beefing Over Complex Media List.
The media beef between Charlamagne and Elliott Wilson has officially...
Oh yeah, guys. He also basically said that Elliott Wilson looks like Ben Stiller's dad. So when you get some time, just Google Jerry Stiller and you'll see why it's freaking spot on and hilarious.
gone viral. After Charlamagne went on his podcast and
flamed
Elliott Wilson for 30 straight minutes, seems like Elliott Wilson is taking it super personal now. If you guys did not watch that video, please make sure you guys go check it out here. These are some of the things Charlamagne said about Elliott Wilson. Shout out to my guy Sound. He said Elliott Wilson looks like a sore thumb. He revealed that Elliott Wilson wanted to come to his podcast network, Black Effect Network, but Charlamagne passed on it. He also...
Yeah, I feel like Charlamagne basically only puts on people that he really like has a relationship with, and because him and Elliott probably haven't had the best relationship, it's like, why would I bring you on here?
Said Elliott has been doing a bad DJ Akademiks impersonation, and Charlamagne also revealed that him and Elliott Wilson actually got on the phone last year.
Everything I'm about to say right now is what I told him on the phone.
Yeah.
You're embarrassing yourself.
Yeah.
You are.
It is out of character for Elliott. He's been a vocal figure, but the way he's been acting out, it is very academic-like, you know what I mean? Definitely like with the shocking kind of takes and stuff, and he's trying to be boisterous, you know? Like, he really was never really like that. And he had some classic interviews. He has probably one of the best Jay-Z interviews of all time. So the guy is a respected hip-hop journalist. So yeah, Charlamagne's probably seeing like what he's kind of morphed into, but honestly, in this day and age, isn't that what people are really clicking on? Stuff like that, those shocking claims, and it's obviously something Elliott thinks is working for him.
Elliott Wilson, you was a respected journalist. You were the editor-in-chief of XXL.
Yeah.
And I said to him, if you're going to play this new role, Elliott, post this on your Instagram and tell the people I'm not lying.
Yeah.
If you're going to play this new role of being a cultural critic, provocateur, who has these heavy opinions about people, stand on it.
To me, that phone...
You got to stand on it. If you're going to have a hot take especially, you got to stand firm on it. Even if like people are proving you, just stick it through, because it's always worse when you like double back and concede. Now you're just going to get clowned. You have to stand on business, fam.
Call between Charlamagne and Elliott Wilson is the main reason for this beef
Charlamagne would know.
Now, a lot of media personalities have been weighing on this beef. Wayno actually had an interesting take on it. Make sure you guys go check out his video. Rob Markman also spoke on it as well. Today on the Joe Budden podcast, episode 745, Joe briefly spoke on their beef, and he feels like if you're not higher than me on the list, I have no reason to mention you at all. Here's what Joe said.
Listen, Elliott Wilson and Charlamagne the God is still heating up.
Still at it.
Oh, yeah? They're still heating up. And there are some other people joining in to try to say that Elliott did not deserve his top 5 position. Damn. Charlamagne has doubled down and said if Elliott makes the list, he should have been number 25.
God.
Like, they're just having a petty beef.
What?
I'm just glad that content niggas is beefing and it's not me.
Who else joined?
Yeah, he's got to be relieved, man. Especially after that whole incident with Cardi and stuff. You get Cardi ranting on you for like an hour, man. Like, definitely understandable that he's like glad it's not him.
And then,
people that weren't on the list. People that weren't on the list, and I only know that because Elliott is gonna post you if you say that he didn't. If you say he didn't deserve top 5, he's
if you say he did or didn't,
you trying to get famous?
He'll put you on.
Yeah.
Shoot Elliott.
Do you think anybody was left off the list that could have made it?
I don't know.
You know what? Charlamagne did bring up a good point of someone that was omitted that should have been there, especially with their involvement in the beef, which like definitely seems like a metric that was held in high regard for this list, especially for this year. DJ Head like was basically doing what like Akademiks was doing, but on like the West Coast. And honestly, he's been a huge component of like the resurgence of like the West Coast movement and stuff like that. He's been putting on for a lot of these like up and coming West Coast acts for years now. That's an understandable omission. Like DJ Head should have been on there. Definitely, if you're gonna put other people on there that didn't have as much of like, I guess, an impact on that very metric that you weighted so highly.
I only pay attention to where I am, and I was high, so I keep getting confused at why people are having conversation about people that
Joe
want
be
to
smoking now because I remember he
I'm
wasn't
sure
really
there was some
smoking
niggas
like
out there
that.
that deserve to make it. I wouldn't know you. I wouldn't know who it is. You know who's killing him right now for me? Art of Dialogue is killing him right now.
Yes.
They're on the run.
Backfuel's killing.
They are.
And they working on, you know what I mean, with no backing, and they making their way.
Big Bag Fuel. Who else? There's some other niggas out there, but I mean, if it wasn't the top 2, then work harder.
Golly, man.
I don't know what you niggas is doing.
Yeah, he moved one spot down 1 from number 1 last year, if I'm not mistaken. So like, yeah, he's still being top 2, and we all understand why Ak was number 1. The dude was super integral in the beef. Like, he was basically like the new guy you used to like debut your diss tracks, which is crazy. Living up to, I guess, his DJ name. He was very important. He was like getting all the exclusives and yeah, dropping them firsthand on stream. He was definitely used as a pawn in the beef. Like, I really don't even think Drake actually likes him, but like, yeah, man, like you can't deny Ak's audience. So I guess Drake thought it was a smart move to have them like drop through him, which honestly was smart, especially given that like just given the sheer amount of people that like tune into Ak's stream on the daily. It's crazy. Ak deservingly got number 1.
Oh man. Hey, some of y'all will make it. Like, I'm sure. Hey, content is king. They might do a top 70 list soon. Top 300 content niggas.
Are you fucking?
But if they do a top 2 list, I'll be there. Why would I care what number 3 is doing? Like, number 3 had Ice Spice pull up to the U-Haul.
Joe has really catapulted like into another stratosphere. Like, he was not talking like this like 8-10 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, him pivoting to podcasting really was a smart move.
Now, I also think it's important to note Elliott Wilson does not want to squash this beef with Charlamagne. Charlamagne has invited him to 3 of his shows: The Breakfast Club, Brilliant Idiots Podcast, and Flagrant. And you guess
Flagrant's not his show, but it's his partner in Brilliant Idiots' show. And even that being said, like, he did say he would be there, and that's why Elliott said like, nah, fuck that, I'm not going. If it was just Andrew, I feel like Elliott would have went. But Charlamagne being there, and I think maybe it's because like, honestly, Charlamagne is the king of the shock jock. You're not gonna beat like Charlamagne. The dudes went toe to toe with some of the craziest people over at the Breakfast Club. You know, like how many iconic moments really have you? I feel like Charlamagne's kind of been pressed by everybody. I doubt Elliott Wilson is scaring him.
it. Elliott Wilson declined all 3 platforms because he does not want to speak with Charlamagne.
You were invited on the Breakfast Club, and you were invited on Brilliant Idiots.
All platforms.
And you declined.
Shout out to
and you said hi.
And that was after this happened?
Yeah, so I got upset and I did my rant, or it crashed out, as the kids say, and responded back and said,
yeah,
F
you
you. So then
definitely did.
Taylor, his producer, reached out and said, did I want to go on the Brilliant Idiots? I said politely no, whatever I said. Then she said Breakfast Club. I said the same thing. I said no, thank you.
And why
then the third one was like, somebody said I should go on Flagrant. And I was like, you know what? I would do Flagrant at Andrew Schultz's show.
Yeah.
Which sometimes Charlamagne's on and sometimes he's not, but mostly it's Andrew.
Yeah, he's only a guest on there.
Okay, so here's what happens. I say flagrant, yes. Okay, cool.
And
We on
Charlamagne's
tape,
been there,
and
like,
then Taylor comes
3-4
back to me
times.
and says, okay, cool, we're so excited. You know, Charlamagne's going to be a guest co-host in this episode. So then I went back to, no, thank you.
But why not have the conversation, I guess?
He just don't want to talk to him, fam. I wonder why.
All the platforms?
Because I don't want to sit with him. Let's stop pretending that we're cool. Let's just be what it is.
No, you can sit with somebody.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, the way he's speaking on this whole situation, he never liked like Charlamagne. Maybe he kind of wants his place. Who knows? But Elliott Wilson is definitely like a much revered journalist
And have
in
opposition.
hip hop.
I don't necessarily want to have opposition with him because I do respect him. I just want him to stop pretending we're cool when we're not. Yeah, passed on the Billionaires Invite and the Breakfast Club.
Am I petty?
That
Yes.
was the beginning. You know, I asked the fans. I do not want to sit with Charlamagne.
So you don't want any resolve, is what you're saying.
It's resolved to me. We're not cool.
Now, if we're going to be mature for a second here, you guys, the same energy that we always ask for rappers to squash their beef with other rappers, we also have to display that as well. I don't see anything wrong with Elliott Wilson and Charlamagne sitting down together, hashing out their issues on a public platform. I think that would definitely send a big message to the culture.
He's gonna do monster numbers as well. Charlamagne's not dumb either. This is something that a phone call could probably help, you know, like ease the tensions a little bit. This is why I said what I said, but yeah, of course, you're trying to knock his status down a few pegs. So like, I could see why he would get upset because you're like kind of, I guess, downplaying his like accomplishments.
That no matter what we go through, no matter what disagreements we may have, we can still come to the table, sit down and talk like men. I'm not really too sure what Elliott's game plan is here. Maybe Elliott is enjoying all this back and forth. Maybe later on he wants to have Charlamagne on his own platform. But right now it just doesn't make any sense
the engagement
to me
for
why
themselves.
Elliott does not want to sit down with Charlamagne. You guys get in the comments below, what do you guys think?
Yeah, fam. With Charlamagne, the whole rant did start because Nyla wasn't on the list, and then he was basically trying to rule out people that he would take out, probably to like fit her in. But I feel like there would still be plenty of people that would be ahead of her. Like, I was on Reddit and I saw somebody like put up a post, and it was basically like Nyla's numbers, and probably for the last few months. And honestly, there should be no way that I should be outperforming somebody that he believes should be on the list versus like others. So I was like, I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of it is because it's like, yeah, it's obviously because you gave her the cosign and you believe in her, and she is talented at what she does. Yeah, but this list is all about like the I guess the hottest people in the media, which they also made a good point. There probably should be a most powerful like hip hop media, and then like the hottest hip hop media, because those two don't always go hand in hand. You might have somebody just new and burgeoning that comes out and is able to just create this hype, but would that make them more powerful than somebody that's been like a Charlamagne, you know, who obviously has built somewhat of an empire? So that does make a lot of sense. Like, yeah, when you say like top rappers and you don't include like a Jay-Z or a Lil Wayne, you'd probably get looked at crazy, you know? So it's definitely like something that should be looked into. Like maybe there should be a most powerful media list and then a hottest media list. But at the end of the day, I do feel like Complex knows what they're doing when they're making these lists, and people aren't really buying the magazines anymore. You know, I want to say they've all kind of gone digital. So this is a great way for them to like farm engagement. People are going to outrage, click and comment and do all that stuff. And yeah, it's just algorithm that's just driving like more money to their like platforms. So like, yeah, it makes sense what they're doing. I want to say last year was like that, and they didn't have any problem when like Nyla was on there last year, and yeah, but definitely let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you guys think Elliott should like talk it out with Charlamagne on like a podcast or something like that? They may be right. Elliott might just want to like do it on his platform, but the way he's talking is like I don't want to talk to him at all, and I don't think that it's because of just this like criticism of him being on the list, or at least as high as he was. The way he's reacting, if they were homies, I think like, yeah, obviously, I think they haven't liked each other for a long time, especially with the way like Elliott is basically handling this whole thing. And honestly, I can't go before I freaking Google Ben Stiller's dad so you guys see what he looks like. And it kind of, it does look like fucking Elliott Wilson, fam. This is crazy, man. My man Elliott right there. But yeah. Yeah, so obviously it's something personal. It is more than just this list. At least as to why like Elliott is going so hard with it. Joe Budden is hilarious. Joe Budden is obviously like, yo, I'm glad it's not me. He was definitely getting dragged by the Barty gang, especially with like his interaction with Cardi as of late. I know they squashed it, but like it was pretty tense. Like when you got Cardi B ranting on you for an hour and a half to the Barty gang, I feel like anytime it's happening to somebody else, Joe Budden is grateful. Definitely let me know in the comments what you guys think. Again, do you guys think that like the feud is like legitimate? Do you think Elliott should be this mad? Do you think they should speak in person? Or if they do, would you prefer it publicly or privately? At the end of the day, these people are all obviously like content is king type of people. You know what I mean? Like, dude, if it's gonna bring clicks, they're gonna do it, even if it's sacrificing like a friendship a lot of times with these people. But yeah, definitely let me know in the comments what you guys think. Guys, hit the like and subscribe button, guys. It does the channel wonders. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are amazing. And yeah, hope you guys love the video, and I hope to see you guys soon.